Hey everybody, welcome to Sam Cole Workshop. Today we're talking about the secret weapon that every vehicle has to get you out of stuck spots. Every one of them. Now here we are in my Jeep Rubicon Gladiator, and we have all the bells and whistles down here. We got front and rear lockers. We got off-road plus pages. We got sway bar disconnect. This thing's fully loaded in an off-road beast, but even if you don't have all of that kind of stuff, you have that. Right there. See that one pedal right there? That one? That is the key that not many people know about. That is your secret weapon to getting unstuck. Let me take you in and we'll show you some examples and explain it for you where it all makes sense. So stick around. All right, so what are we talking about here? What is it that brake pedal can do for you? How is a brake pedal going to keep you get you unstuck when you're in a stuck position? So what happens, you have to understand how a vehicle works. Car, truck, SUV, any one of them that has open differentials. When I say open differentials, I mean that you do not have a locking mechanism, an electronic locker, or you do not have a an automatic locker like Chevy's G80 lock or something like that. Now, limited slip, this works as well too. Limited slip also helps you even more, but any vehicle with open differentials. Now, let's explain it. Front wheels, rear wheels, your SUV or vehicle, or your truck. X is the amount of your torque factor, what power is applied to what wheel. X can never be more than X, based on the design of open differentials and axles, okay? The motor cannot apply more torque to either one. We're talking about torque and power, okay? It's going to be, it applies equally to both, but there's a rule to that, okay? Now, same back here in your rear. Y equals Y, okay? So it's the same amount of torque applied to both. Well, people are like, well then, why do you need a rear locker if they both get the power already? Or if they both get the power already here, what's the point of having a locker that locks both rear axles together so they work together? Or like in my case, in my Jeep, I also have a front locker which locks both front wheels so that they spin together as well too. Why do you need that if you have the same amount of torque being applied to both wheels? Ha! Here we go. Because of the fact that the value of X and the value of Y is set by the least amount of resistance, okay? So here we have wheel spinning. Here we have a wheel spin. This wheel becomes dead. So, and this wheel becomes dead. So, for example, let's say that number, let's put a number in here. Let's say that let's say that you're sitting in, you're in mud, okay? Let's actually, to put this into simpler terms, let's change these two variables here just so that I can use some better examples. So let's make both of these are now going to be, we're going to put an S here for spinning and we're going to put a D here for dead, okay? So we know that this side of the vehicle, so for example, the roads are icy. You're driving on icy roads. It's, you know, that black ice on there. The side of the road is gravel. You go to pull over, and you got these two wheels are sitting on the side of the road, and these are in gravel. These two are sitting on ice. Okay, you pull over, you get out, you do whatever you got to do, pee on the side of the road or whatever, or, you know, make your text message or whatever you're doing. Now you go to leave, and you get in the car, you put it in drive, and you go to hit the gas, and it just spins. You're like, what's going on? Put it in four-wheel drive. Just spinning. Put it in four low. You're not moving. You're done. You're dead. Why are you dead? Because this wheel and this wheel are sitting on the ice. These two are in perfectly good gravel with lots of traction, but why are they not doing nothing for you? They're dead in the water because these two are controlling the value of X. And let's say that it's 10 pounds of foot torque. Okay, you need 10 pounds of torque is all that's required to move this spinning wheel on there. That means that this wheel is only getting 10 pounds too. This wheel is only getting 10 pounds too, because both wheels on the same axle here are the amount of torque applied is controlled by the lowest value of X. Back here in the back, the amount of torque applied to both wheels is controlled by the lowest value of Y. Since these are sitting on ice, they require the least amount of power needed to get them to spin, therefore they set that value. Then that value gets converted right over to here. So these two wheels are completely dead. Doesn't matter if you're in a four-wheel drive system or if you were just in a two-wheel drive system, front-wheel drive, same applies, or in a two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, same applies. Okay, so we know that. How do we, now we'll see that's where the beauty of lockers comes in. With lockers, we can tell, this value here becomes whatever we put in by the throttle. This wheel's not going to just spin at 10%. It's going to require whatever this one requires to get them both to work because they are joined together. But without lockers, how do we beat this? How do we get this vehicle to move knowing we are stuck on here? Okay? It's exactly what happened to me with my 1990 Chevy S10. The first time I ever learned about this. I was stuck on the side of a road with two wheels in the ice, and I was stuck with two wheels in the gravel, and a nice gentleman pulled up next to me. I was 16 years old, my first brand new truck, pulled up next to me, rolled his window down, asked if I was stuck. I said yes, and I showed him, and I was spinning, and he told me hit the brake pedal. I said hit the brake pedal. He laughed. He said no. Give it gas and keep applying more and more brake while you're giving it gas. And boom, I shot right out of there like nothing. Ha ha! Why? How did that work? What did we do? Well, what we are doing by that is by applying the brake, which we will use as a green. When we apply the brake, remember this wheel only needs 10, this is X sets the lowest value sets the power for X. Since this one only needs 10, well, let's say for example that we want to, in order to get us moving again, this one needs 100, okay? But we're only getting 10 because of that. This one needs 100 to get us moving, but we're only getting 10 because of that. And since the lowest value sets the parameter, the lowest value sets the equal parameter, we have a problem. If we apply the brake, when we step on the brakes, when we step on the brake here, that brake is going to transfer here, and that brake is going to transfer here. That brake from here comes in, and that brake is going to transfer here, and that brake is going to transfer here, right? So we have brakes being applied. But because the brake is applied, this wheel spins so little, we are then going to take, what's going to happen is this 10, okay, this that we have there, that 10 is now going to become 20. Then as you put more brake, it's going to be 30. More brake, it's going to be 40. More brake, it's going to be 50. More brake, it's going to be 60. And then 70. And then 80. Then 90. And then 100. And all of a sudden, boom, this works. This works. These connect together. And now that's got power. Same thing is applying here. We go from 10 to 100. When that 100 number meets, these two work. This wheel now starts to drive forward where it's got the traction. Okay, you see what's happening there? Because X and Y are equal, but they are set by the lowest parameter, our goal is to change the value of that lowest X or Y. By applying the brake at the same time as the gas, you start moving that amount, which was originally 10, starts moving in this direction until it hits the point where we match what's needed here. Then this wheel now gets the traction and can move us in that forward direction. See, so that's basically how that works, where we do that brake torque transfer, okay? So what it is a brake applied torque transfer. It's actually the whole entire concept that all of the traction control systems that are out there today work on. They do this through algorithms, and they can do it to an individual wheel with the ABS system, where we are applying it to all of them through control of the brake pedal. Moderation of the brake pedal, and as we give it gas, moderating that brake pedal and that throttle till we hit that magic number right here that this one needs to propel these two wheels that were dead, but they have traction. Okay, that's why they were dead when we were at the other force. So hopefully that makes sense. And I don't want to keep going too much because I don't want to confuse it or make it more complicated. I've inserted already a video here for you, or I'm going to show you one in here that was the best I've ever seen of it used in real world use on YouTube. And I will put his information in here and all that kind of stuff. I will link his video because it's a phenomenal video, but you can hear the whole process of him telling him step on the brake. When he's stuck, he tells him, step on the brake and watch how it climbs out. So it's going to show you all this in real time, in real world, and put it into perspective for you. It's the only video I found that was so spot on as an example of this. But this is the whole concept. Boils down to these are equal. Torque is sent to both of the front wheels. Okay, but whatever front wheel has the least amount of torque required, the spinning wheel, that sets the parameters. By applying the brake, you can shift those parameters till you meet the requirements of the wheels that have traction and aren't moving yet. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.